भेदभावनात् सोऽहमित्यसौ भावनाभिदा पावनीमता भावशून्यसद् भावसुस्थितिः भावनाबलात् भक्तिरुत्तमा हृत्स्थले मना स्वस्थता क्रिया भक्तियोगवो धाश्च निश्चितम् वायुरोधनात् लीयते मनः जालपक्षिवत् रोधसाधनम् चित्तवायव चित्क्रियायुता शाखयोद्वयी शक्तिमूलका लयविनाशने उभयरोधने लयगतं पुनः भवति नोऽमृतम् प्राणबन्धनात् लीनमानसम् एकचिन्तनात् नाशमेत्यदः प्राणबन्धनात् लीनमानसम् एकचिन्तनात् नाशमेत्यदः. So in the last class we were discussing the difference between laya and vinasa. So what is called as absorption and destruction. So if the mind gets into laya, means gets into this absorption mode, definitely that mind is going to come back. Whereas when mind goes to destruction, this is what, as we highlighted, means the lack of here methodology of teaching, because mind cannot be destroyed, need not be destroyed. So who am I, who are you, or who is a person to destroy mind? Because the more you try to destroy your mind, the more mind will come back. So here we have to understand that absorption and resolution. So resolving the mind. So instead of destruction, so what he means here is resolving the mind, that we have to very carefully take it. So that means if mind is absorbed, definitely is going to come back again. Whereas if it is resolved, definitely that mind cannot create any nuisance at all. Here, because you can see this point very carefully, let us look at the next verse so that it becomes easier what he talks, so that prana bandhanat leena manasam eka chintanat nasametyadaha. So he himself gives the clue that prana bandhanat means vayu rodhanat iti. By pranayama, by restraining, by controlling one's own prana, definitely a person will be able to absorb one's own mind. So that means there is a force involved. So when you control your vital energy, so by controlling your vital energy, so through that slowly you can control your mind. So that literally you arrest your mind. So when you arrest your mind, you suppress your mind. Right time when it gets its own fuel, own oxygen, own freedom, again it will pop up. Again that too it will pop up with interest. That's the dangerous part. And he himself says, Eka chintanat nasamityadaha. So when he says Eka chintanat nasamityadaha, by contemplating one reality, Again, you can see the lack of methodology of teaching. So here, first few verses was excellent. Later on, now all the confusion starts. Like no, any New Age Gurus, if you see, opening statement will be fantastic. Then after some time, the blabbering will start. There will be no, proper methodology and contradiction will start. That is what the methodology of teaching, you can see very clearly. Without methodology of teaching, definitely things will go wrong. However, here he says that eka chintanat. So when he says eka chintanat, atmeika anusandhanat, because I am going through one of his close associates who written Sanskrit commentary. So along with that I am going, so that it becomes easier. You can see the methodology, how it is missing. Atmeika anusandhanat nasam iti. That inquiring to one's own self. Atma anusandhanam. So, but how to do Atma anusandhanam? How to inquire into one's own self? So the conclusion is what? Close your eyes. Koham, koham, koham. Ask to yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? You understand? So that is how the conclusion came up in that place. Please understand. If you happens to go to Tiruvannamalai, that place, you will see only everybody. They only keep asking, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Now, if today you know that you are stupid, and you close your eyes for 10 years, and you keep asking, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? After 10 years, what answer will you get? Only you will get the confirmation that really I am stupid. Because what you know, by closing your eyes, you only get confirmation on that. You understand what I am trying to say? That's why before meditation, why people give some idea, or while meditation, why they give idea? Okay, there is aura, there is blue light, red light, all light. You understand what I am trying to say? So when these thoughts are being injected in you, then what happens? Then your mind starts hallucinating. And even if your mind does not hallucinate, the worst part is there will be experiential talk. You understand? So somebody will say, no, I saw blue. In fact, I saw red. Then even if you don't see anything, because you are a person who stands out. So what choice you have? You can say, no, I saw all the light together. You understand? I'm not telling you jokes. There was a Swami, there is not was, our senior Swamiji. In fact, he was explaining his life, which luckily I have not gone through this thing in life. Because as he was a young boy, so he was looking for doing guru shopping, because he was explaining how he came across Puja Swamiji. So during that contest he said that when he was doing guru shopping, so there was a group, huge group, and the meditation was going on. And then finally he said, okay, and he joined. And of course, they will do this Sparsha Diksha. He said, yes, I am ready. Because he was crazy, he wanted something. So Sparsha Diksha means they have to touch, okay? Especially here. And of course, then after touching and everything, so each one saying, yes, I saw. Then he went, he said, okay, something will happen. So, okay, there is a procedure, and okay, he accepted everything. Then finally they put it. Are you able to say? After some time, no. The more he said no, the way they pressed, he said, my tears started rolling down. So when my tears started rolling down, I started saying, yes, I saw, I am seeing, because I said to escape that. Then after that, I became a specimen for them. Look, he has seen it. Now can you see this point? What I am highlighting here is, please understand, this asking, who am I, this Atma Anusandhanam, cannot be done by one's own self. Cannot be done by mere meditation. It's a really silly thing to think. That you have to be very clear and careful. So only Atma Anusandhanam can be done with the help of Shastra, with the help of Shravanam, Mananam, then only Nitidhyasanam can happen. Without Shravanam, without Mananam, never ever think of doing Nitidhyasanam. That's not Nitidhyasanam. So that's why instead of destroying mind, remember, Nasam means destruction. Instead of destroying your mind, I said that time resolving, here is called falsifying. Can you see this point? So you need to falsify your mind. Means whatever mind says, hey boss, I know, you have your own standpoint, keep quiet. It's exactly mother and child relationship. When a child creates a lot of noise, what does mother do? Just observe. Does mother dismiss the child? Never. And if the mother dismisses the child, that means there is a psychological damage to the child. No mother, to my knowledge. Nowadays, modern mother, I don't know, okay? I don't have that much updated idea, okay? I'm talking about old mothers, okay? They don't. Neither they dismiss, nor they allow. Let the child continue. Because the child noise is very common for the mother. So that means let the child cry. Let the child make noise. Once in a while when too much, hey, shout from a distance. After that, the child will continue. Not that, like nowadays, That's why nowadays ladies, they do not want children, they want dogs, okay? Because at least dog will listen to it. Children don't listen. That's another nuisance nowadays, okay? Because generally, I remember in my childhood, in our time, children wants puppy. This is psychology, okay? Why children wants puppy? Because they are the, we call as, that is the punching ball. We were the punching ball. Children always, if you are a small child in the home, you are a punching ball. Everyone will come. You understand? So everybody bosses over you. You don't have anybody to boss over. You understand? Because you are a small child. Then you desperately look for a puppy so that where you can boss over. Have you not seen when children play with the puppy, how they play? It's my baby, you understand? So I can understand a child going for a puppy. Not you, grown-up people. Now every grown-up people going for puppy means, what does it mean? That means deep within you are still a child. It's a ridiculous way of looking at yourself. However, that's your problem, not my problem, okay? I make it very clear. Coming back here, that this Nashtamanasa, this is the point I took it. You don't have to destroy your mind. Even if you don't have to really resolve, because let it get resolved. But you need to work on to falsify it. How to falsify? Seeing their limitations. The mind has got its own limitation. Let the mind blab off. Let the mind project. Let the mind continue its own job. In fact, after all, mind is an instrument, it helps me. Today, whatever I am talking, because of the mind. Whatever you are listening, now you are processing through your mind. But the problem is when I say something, I know some of you do it. I can put myself out, then I'll go to you. Suppose whatever thought comes to me, if I start talking, will you listen to me? Whatever mind brings. If I start responding to my mind and start talking, will you listen to me? You will say, I think Swamiji has taken some marijuana because Swamiji is in Himalaya, so he might have taken some marijuana, okay? So Swamiji, how are you? Are you okay? What's happening to you? Now you will not say anything. After the class, definitely you will send me a message. Swamiji, are you okay? What's happening with you? So that That means I cannot talk. Whatever mind suggests me, I need to filter. There is a mechanism, mind discriminative faculty. Lot of factors are involved to speak. Now, if you consider yourself as a listener, what do you do? Do you listen to what is being spoken, or you process according to your mind? Can you see this point? Most of you always process based on your mind. Why Swamiji today is angry? Why Swamiji is very soft? Why Swamiji is critical? Why he is not this? Why he is not that? And what is your problem? Coming back. What I am highlighting here is that mind need to be falsified. This is the point. If you give little bit of freedom, if you give little bit strength to your mind, or I would rather say if you give little bit importance to your mind will be a devil for you. That's why never ever give importance to your mind and thinking process. Because whenever you have given importance to your mind or called thinking process, your habitual thinking process, or rather your convenient way of thinking process or conventional thinking process, all these words are one and same, no problem. Now, that time, have you not created a mess for yourself? A confusion, a conflict for yourself? Are you not trapped in that? Just ask yourself. So that's why here when he says, Eka Chintanat, by dwelling upon oneness, if you want to take it literal translation, by dwelling upon oneness, so you will be able to destroy the mind completely. How to dwell upon oneness? Unless there is a teaching. So Shastra Pramana has to come. So it has to be really very carefully, this particular verse has to be handled. Or else definitely there is confusion as it is. That's why if you observe, I also notice, because in spite of methodology of teaching, still you hold on to your thinking. So when you are holding on to your thinking in spite of methodology of teaching, imagine, without methodology of teaching, what will happen to you? In fact, nothing will enter. Only you will keep strengthening your mind. Yes, you will do the Eka Chintanat. You will start dwelling upon one thing. Yes, I only exist means I, my ego, only exist. I am only right, all are wrong. You understand? That's why this exclusive way of thinking make people exclusive. Finally, they become unwanted in the society. Can you see this point? Because being unwanted in the society means there is something wrong somewhere. We need to fix it very carefully. Because maybe I have started dwelling upon a given way of thinking very seriously, without looking at all other aspects. That's why this Eka Chintanat means Shravanam, Mananam, Nitidhyasanam. And what is Mananam? Forget Shravana, because I don't know whether you do Shravanam or not. Means whether you listen to me or you listen to your mind. That I don't know, okay? I need not know also. That is up to you. At least you are pretending that you are listening to me. That's enough for me, okay? So that it gives an opportunity for me to talk. But Mananam, what is Mananam? Mananam means negating your, or seeing the limitation of, negative means here seeing limitation. seeing limitation of your way of thinking called habitual thinking. The more you start seeing the limitation of your habitual thinking, the more you are doing mananam in keeping with Shravanam. Whereas if you are not able to see the limitations of your habitual thinking, that means you have not done properly Shravanam yet. Can you make out this point? You happen to listen, that's all. Whether you listen or hear, God only knows. Because if you are doing Shravanam properly, please understand, this is the key point. If you are doing Shravanam properly, definitely Mananam will happen, in which you will be able to see the limitation. You will be able to falsify your habitual thinking. And once you start seeing the limitations of your habitual thinking, then slowly your habitual thinking will falsify. That falsification brings emotional growth in you. Can you see this point? Don't look for emotional growth. For emotional growth, you need to work on. But the problem is what? Exactly as my example is, common example is what? Putting my both hands in my parents' pocket, I say I am independent. You understand? Both way I want to survive. I don't want to take any responsibility. I don't want to do anything, but I am independent. You understand? I am 18. This is called, children. I am 18 means get lost. Shut your mouth. Because whenever any child talks that I am 18, I cannot do it, I feel like slapping then and there. Hey, shut your mouth. It shows that you are not 18. You are just 8-year-old maybe. Is it necessary to say that I am 18? Your behavior should reflect that you are 18-year-old. Remember this. However, coming back to the point, that when you start doing Shravanam carefully and clearly, then only Mananam will help you. So when he says Eka Chintanat, here Eka Chintanat means Nitidhyasanam. We have to take it this way. Only by Nitidhyasanat, then what happens? Definitely mind falsifies, because there is nothing but mind. So when mind falsifies, definitely there is no sankalpa at all. The person is free from all sankalpas. There is no strong desire. There is nothing special thing to do in life either. There is no crave for anything in life. If happens, good. Doesn't happen, better. That's the attitude. If it happens, good, definitely. If it doesn't happen, better. No more craving for anything. Let us look at the next verse. Nashtamanasot krushtayogina krutyamasti kim swastitim yata. Nashtamanasot krushtayogina krutyamasti kim swastitim yata. So already we have discussed. When mind is resolved, when you have seen the limitation of your mind, and when your mind is free from insecurities or free from any sort of sankalpa, strong desire, is there anything for you to do in your life? Generally you do because you feel, you understand, there is some type of insecurity. That's why I told already we have discussed. You do either to prove not to yourself, to others. Or you do, there is some type of sense of insecurity in you to protect. Prove or protect. Prove or protect. Whole life you are working. Including morning you get up. Either to prove or to protect. If nothing there is there to protect, let me protect my body. You understand? Sunday nobody wants to get up. No, today is only a holiday to go for jogging, to go for this, go for that. If I don't do, then my body will be a different shape. You understand? I'll start growing this way, bulging different way. Now let me get up. Now for what you get up? To protect. Can you see this point? So either to prove or to protect. Whole life you are working only for two purposes. Is that life? Okay, nothing wrong in it. Really, will you be able to protect your body, starting with body? You can postpone your body, you understand? Not protect. Only postponement can happen. Still with a big question mark, remember. But still you can take benefit of doubt. That you can postpone, but you cannot protect. Same thing also with reference to proving. Whom you try to prove. Please understand, whenever you have tried to prove something to you, what have you proved? Your superiority or your stupidity? Just imagine, if you do not want to bring anybody, bring your parents, because they are the best victim of you, okay? Or you are best victim of them, either or. Whenever your parents try to prove their superiority, their standpoint in front of you, what did you say after they go away? Huh? In India we have said. And luckily our grandparents will be there. They also add some fuel. Don't worry. Sometimes in front of them, that's really dangerous. Sometimes in front of them it could be too much. Hey, don't worry. When he was a child, he was worse than you. Don't worry, pa. Ah, pa, we feel so relaxed, so relieved. What I am trying to say is, when your parents try to prove something in front of you, in reality they only proved their stupidity. Can you make out this much at least? Just remember, if they could only establish their stupidity, now what are you doing? That's why what you hate in your parents, finally you do the same thing when you become parents. Have you not observed? Somebody told that this is the gene problem. What can I do? One fellow told me, Swamiji, what can I do? I hate few things in my parents. Exactly, I am doing the same thing. I think something is wrong with the gene. Means poor gene is blamed, okay? Means directly again you are blaming your parents, okay? Even if they are gone, still you keep blaming them. Poor fellows, they have given birth, that is their mistake, nothing else. Only one mistake they have made, that they have given you birth, that's all. However, coming back to the point. So here you don't have to prove anything, nor there is anything to be protected. So when you understand more and more, there is nothing to be protected, nothing to prove. That means what? Your life becomes so smooth. You just keep flowing. As the situation demands, you do what is to be done. If situation doesn't demand anything, eat and sleep. You understand? You do what situation demands. And that does not mean that you have to always respond to the situation, not necessarily. There is a lot of other points also we need to look at. So in short, There is no pressure in you. That's what is being highlighted here. Nashta manasa, whose mind is completely falsified, not destroyed, okay? Whose mind is completely falsified with the help of the teaching, especially nitidhyasana. That person is called as Utkrishta Yoginaha, is exalted yogi, one of the most important yogi, the best yogi. Not closing the eyes merely, okay? Not how long you can sit, no, how you sit. How long sitting is not important. How you sit. What you do when you close your eyes, that is more important. And moreover, for that person, asti kimiti, is there anything for him to do? Krutyam asti kimiti. Is there anything to be done? Means there is no pressure for him. There is no obligations. Please understand. Simple thing. We say, all of us in all over the world, the duty and rights. These two are go together. Unfortunately, most of the countries in the world, of course India, Italy, Romania, all these people, those who are here, Australia, about, I do not know much, Australia also is equally same thing. What I notice, everybody demands their right. If I ask, because there is no useless thing in India we have called human rights. If there should be something called human right commission, there should be human duty commission. You understand? As human rights commission is there, there should be human duty commission. Without duty, is there anything called right? Nobody knows what is right. If I do not know what is my right, who am I to exercise, to demand for my rights? Every citizen in the world demands their right. But nobody wants to do their duty. And in Western countries it's worse. Like somebody told me very nicely, it seems in Switzerland there is no mask. During this corona, anyway, mask, that is another myth, let me not get into that, but still I am trying to say. Why? By putting the mask, your face will not be visible, your lipstick will not be visible. This is my addition, okay? That's why there are different type of, I am not telling you jokes, I saw there are different type of mask, transparent mask, okay? Lipstick and everything is visible. Appa, what are the things people are thinking? So putting mask means what? Limiting human rights. What can you say to the people? This is called perversion, I am sorry to say. If you are so much concerned about your right, do you do your duty? Remember, those who do not do their duty, they only look for rights. In a relationship, just look at. When you think that you have not got your right, that time you blame others. Whether your father, mother, husband, wife, children, neighbor, siblings, whoever, whatever may be. The blame comes when you think you have not got your right. But have you done your duty? Without doing my duty, I want to have all my rights. You understand? So that's why remember this point very carefully. That person wastes time thinking of rights when the person does not do any duty. And here is a point says, there is nothing for the person to do. In fact, all duty is part of the system. You understand? Because that time something is called duty, because when there is pressure, there is fear. You understand? Unless there is some sense of fear, you cannot do like following the traffic. This is a nuisance in all over the world, okay? Nobody wants to follow the traffic. Just if you know today, no camera works. And of course, uncles have gone for strike. Uncles means police, okay? No camera functions. Uncles have gone for strike. How will you drive? You know better. Let me not talk, okay? And of course, India is a disaster. Don't ask me, okay? Even if uncles are standing, we do the way we want, okay? Because we know uncle knows me, okay? We are always cooperating each other. And of course, if the uncle catches, don't worry. Don't ask anything. Ask only one thing, because this is a very good trick in India, okay? Whenever uncle catches, don't argue. Only you have to politely say, sir, I have made a mistake. Please put as lowest as possible. And happily he will put as lowest as possible and okay, go. So that no argument, nothing, because once they have catch you, remember, okay, I'm sorry, I'm stretching today. You know, anywhere in the world, if the police catches you, even if you have papers, all the papers are 100% correct, still they will charge you. Because once they have stopped you, means don't worry, you are getting a ticket. Only one way to escape from them is surrender, talk to them nicely. Sometimes they will say, okay, go, one warning, or lowest. Okay, with this go, get out. Don't argue with them. Because poor fellows have already argued with their wife or husband. Especially men already argued with wife, children. Frustrated with them. Now you become wife or you become another child. Can they tolerate you? Better don't do that, okay? Coming back. So, here a wise person who is called as Utkrishta Yogi, the most exalted yogi, for him there is nothing called duty, but does everything because what else to do? And of course, for that also, for that person there is no right. He never demands anything. A wise person never demands anything. But what happens, a common person without a duty only rights. So here is being highlighted that all the duty becomes spontaneous. Even though there is nothing to do. That's a best example about Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna was asked, in Bhagavad Gita it also comes. There is nothing to be done by me. But still I keep doing. Why? What else to do? And moreover, if I don't do, what people think? Yada acharati srashta, yad acharati srashta. Whatever the great people live their life, the way they live their life, others will start following it. If I become lazy, if I don't do anything, others will start following me. I become a bad person for others. I become the creator of a different path. That's why I do. Not out of pressure, but out of freedom to help, to guide. But the problem is when you try to do something for somebody to help or guide, they think, you have some insecurity, you have problem, because they inject, they project their problem on you. Of course, this is your prarabdha, you have to accept and go ahead. That is called, understanding and accepting prarabdha in your life. That's why he says, Nashthavana Satkrushta Yogina. There is nothing to achieve, nothing to lose, but you keep doing it. And because why and when? Swasthitim yataha. When you abide within yourself. When you are really comfortable within yourself. When you are comfortable within yourself, definitely all these things will happen spontaneously and very naturally. More of it we'll see later on. Please close your eyes.